Hello everyone, welcome to Inconvenient Truths. I'm your host, Jennifer Zeng. Today I will talk about two issues, the CCP's urgent top-level meeting after bank runs in many parts of China, and some important updates on the Tangshan beating incident. If you haven't watched Shen yet, and if you lived in Washington, D.C., Italy, or Taiwan, you still have a chance to watch it this year. Check the show schedule and buy your tickets from shenyun.show/Jennifer-Zeng to get a discount. Now, let's move to our topic today. Several days ago, on June 17th, the CCP Central Politburo suddenly held an unusual meeting. Normally, the Politburo meets at the end of every month to discuss all sorts of issues. But this month, the meeting was held on June 17th instead of at the end of the month. So there must be something too urgent to wait until the end of the month. The official report says that the main agenda of the meeting was to review the report of the central government's 8th round of inspection of financial organizations. Basically, the central government has sent out the 8th inspection team to inspect local financial organizations. So that's the official narrative. But in reality, people believe it must be something else. One possibility is that it is related to the upcoming trial of a Chinese billionaire, Tomorrow Group founder Xiao Jianhua. A while ago, Wall Street Journal reported that Xiao Jianhua is going to be tried this month after being detained for 5 years without trial. He was dramatically but secretly abducted by the CCP's secret police from Hong Kong to China back in 2017. Xiao was estimated to be worth $5 billion around the time of his disappearance. He is believed to be the so-called white glove of many top CCP leaders, and the main one is Zeng. He is the former vice chairman of China. He is believed to be the head of Jiang Zeming's faction now, as Jiang is too old to take the actual lead. And Zeng and Jiang Zeming and Zeng Qinghong's faction is the main one that is fighting with Xi Jinping now. So this meeting could very much be related to Xiao Jianhua's trial and the intensified power struggle before the CCP's 20th National Congress. Another possibility is the financial crisis in China is so urgent that the CCP can't wait until the end of the month. Yesterday, I received a media inquiry saying that, quote, I saw an article you were quoted in regarding to potential bank runs in Henan, Anhui, and even Shanghai. Have you seen more evidence of this issue since the article was published? If so, can you share me the highlights? Unquote. He said that he wanted to write an article on the subject if this is an increasingly serious phenomenon. Well, I do have several more videos from Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Jiangxi province. The banks that are limiting their services are Bank of China, Bank of Shanghai, and Agricultural Bank of China. Those are all major banks in China. Now let's watch a video. It is a combination of clips from different places. So he says this is Shanghai Bank. Now every day they only give us 300 numbers. After it's using out, there's no more. So people are waiting here, but there are no more numbers. Come watch here. It's Bank of China in Shiyan in Shenzhen. So it's 10 o'clock. We are still lining up. This is Bank of China. Come to here and take a look. So this is basically at the Agricultural Bank of China in Jiangxi province. This man is asking the staff member why he could only withdraw 1,000 yuan per day. That is only $150. So the staff member refused to tell him why he could only withdraw $1,000 yuan. She basically said that's the automatic setting of the system of the machine. And he asked her, who set that rule? And she said, because you are filming the video, I cannot tell you. Okay. So basically, they just argue back and forth about why he could only withdraw 1,000 yuan every day. So that's the situation with the banks in China now. The journalist also asked me whether the main reason is that China's economy is damaged by the lockdowns. Well, as far as I can see, the lockdowns have caused tremendous damage. But like a Chinese idiom says, it takes more than one cold day for the river to freeze 3 feet deep. The problem started happening long before the lockdown. See, this is a report I did about 2 years ago about the liquidity crisis of Evergrande, the largest real estate developer in China. At that time, Evergrande already encountered a huge problem and actually blackmailed the local government to bail it out. If any investors had paid attention to what I said then, they may have avoided further losses. And look at this. These are 3 court rulings against Everland's new energy vehicle group. It was ordered by the court to repay its defaulted debt, and the issue date was June 17th. So from the top to the bottom, the amounts to be paid are 254,155 yuan, 17 yuan, and 10,142 yuan. So can you imagine, as the previous #1 real estate developer in China, Evergrande now can't even pay a debt of 17 yuan, and that's less than $3. And Evergrande is not alone. As I said in my last show, the sales volume of the top 100 real estate developers in China dropped as much as 30% in May. And this is a report published yesterday. It says Zhengzhou City, the capital city of Henan province, has just initiated a so-called house voucher system to encourage people to buy houses. Many other cities in China have also adopted the same system. The system is very complicated. To explain it with simple language, the government now uses house vouchers instead of cash to compensate people whose old houses were demolished. When you use a house voucher to buy a new house quickly enough, you can get a bonus. But if you don't use it within 12 months, you lose all the benefits. So this kind of system was adopted many years ago to help the government to get rid of the inventory, but was abandoned later. Now it is adopted again. It shows how desperate local governments are to save the real estate market. But I'm afraid this time it will not work anymore. The entire real estate market is a huge bubble. The house prices are artificially pushed up to unimaginably high degrees and are far from their real values. That kind of high price cannot be sustained forever, so the burst of the bubble is inevitable. The collapse of the real estate market will bring double problems for the banks. Both the developers and home buyers will have problems paying back loans or mortgages. That's why the banks are having problems with their funds. Overall, the Chinese economy lacks growth engines and innovation. It has many structural problems and has long relied on the unhealthy development of the real estate market and the theft of technology from other countries to develop. That path has clearly come to a dead end. And this, coupled with the sharp decline in its population, will escalate China's economic decline even more. And of course, there is another huge problem, the astonishing corruption. This time for the depositors in Henan province who deported their money to several township banks, the losses are as huge as 40 billion yuan or 6 billion US dollars. The banks and government are now blaming an individual called Lu Yi who has escaped from China and nobody knows where he is. The government has ordered the police to deal with this issue. This could be treated as a financial criminal case, but the banks and the government won't bear any responsibility or compensate the depositors. So 40 billion yuan just vanished like that. I personally know a real story that happened in Beijing many years ago. Someone went to Beijing from another city to make quick money, and this is how he did it. He first bought a large piece of empty land in a remote rural area near Beijing for 10,000 yuan. Then he hired a design and planning institute to do a development project plan for him and draw beautiful design images. Then he hired some workers to dig some trenches in the ground and pretend to be developing. Then he bribed an appraisal agency with another 10,000 yuan for them to issue him an evaluation report. So according to this report, his project will be worth 100 million yuan after it is finished. So he went to the bank to apply for a loan for his project using the land and 100 billion yuan worth of the project as collateral for a 50 million yuan loan. As he already bribed the bank manager, so his application was approved. After he got the loan as promised, he gave half of his 50 million to the bank manager who approved his application. So he ran away with 25 million yuan. When the bank couldn't find him, what they could do was only to take back that empty piece of land, which was only worth 10,000 yuan. And this is a real story. The bank lost 50 million just like that. So that was many years ago. Obviously, the cheating methods have become more sophisticated now, and the amount they cheat is so much more. But the essence is the same. Absolute power leads to absolute corruption, and the public is always the victim. So, how soon will the entire financial system burst? Again, as soon as any moment. Next, I'd like to do an update on the Tangshan barbecue restaurant beating incident that I talked about last time. The latest development is many netizens believe that all 4 victims have died. The last one died on June 16th in the hospital. And the names of the 4 victims are Lu Yaoling, Li Qi, Liu Wei, and Zhu Xiaozhen. However, the police issued a totally different statement. So the police said that all of the 4 victims had only minor injuries. 2 of them didn't need to be treated at all and had returned home after the incident. And the surnames of the 4 victims given by the police are totally different from what is circulated on the internet. Who should we believe? Let's check some of the facts first. Fact number 1. Over 200 journalists from other cities were stopped from doing any interviews or investigations in Tangshan about this matter. This journalist from Guizhou City even got arrested and detained for 7 to 8 hours at a police station in Tangshan. He was also physically abused there. And fact number 2. On June 19th, netizens in Tangshan City found that barbecue restaurant where the incident happened was already demolished. Some people say how fast, much faster than they can give any conclusion of this incident. The same thing happened to the chained woman case we reported many times a while ago. Local officials quickly demolished the small hut where she was chained after her case was posted on the internet. And fact number 3, Hebei province, where Tangshan City is located, launched a special operation to combat fake news on June 16th. That's 6 days after the beating incident. The special operation was jointly launched by 11 departments, including the provincial propaganda department, the court, the procuratorate, the Internet Information Office, the public security department, the market supervision administration, the radio and television bureau, the taxation bureau, the communications authority, the journalist association, etc. So the special operation will crack down on fake news, fake journalists, fake media, and extortion with fake news, etc. So from now on, anything that the authorities don't like can be dealt with as fake news, fake journalists, or fake media. And fact number 4, lawyers in Shanghai have received a notice that says no lawyers in Shanghai can take up cases in Tangshan City. You know, in terms of administrative level, Tangshan City is much lower than Shanghai. So who can give orders to lawyers in Shanghai? The order must have come from the central government level, right? After learning all the facts, will you still believe this is just an ordinary incident that only caused some minor injuries? Also, if it was just some thugs in the society picking up a fight with several disobedient girls, did they have to beat the girls to death? So there's another theory that this incident was only a manifestation of a power struggle at the top level. Some even say this incident was created by Zeng to stir up public anger against Xi Jinping. Well, believe it or not, this affair really doesn't look like an ordinary one. If it is related to the CCP's power struggle, 4 young girls have become the latest victims, and the public may never be able to find out the truth. Well, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please help me spread the inconvenient truths by sharing my channel and videos as widely as you can. Also, if you could, please consider going to my website at jenniferzengblog.com to sign up for a membership or make a donation to support my truth-telling efforts. Thank you. See you next time.